Hey, what's going on, everybody? The first DVD I want to talk about is PWG's Dio. This show is probably the worst PWG show of the year. There's a lot of reviews for this show already, and if you look around, you would see it's probably like a 7.5, 7.75 on that type of level. So I just want to talk about it really quickly because I still think it's a really solid show. And if this is the worst show that the company's released all year, I think they're doing pretty well. So I would just say that. But yeah, the opening match was very, very good. A very, very fun opener. Los Luchas taking on Johnny Goodtime and Jerome LTP Robinson. Extremely fun. Just another very, very fun PWG opener. Then we had Brandon Bonham taking on Ryan Taylor. There was some pretty dirty commentary in this match, but it was very, very entertaining. I thought the match was solid. Great action between both of these guys. I'm not that high on Bonham, but he is pretty cool. He does the Canadian Destroyer as his finisher, and Ryan Taylor as a great. I mean, he has potential. He's got a pretty nice look to him. So that was good. Next up, we had Scott Lost taking on Akira Tozawa. A very underrated match. I really, really enjoyed this. A ton of near falls. Tozawa looked very, very impressive. So did Scott Lost. Scott Lost, this is one of his final matches. I thought he went out with a bang. Really, really solid match, like a solid 3 1/4 star match there. Then we had the match of the night. The Cutler brothers teaming up with Joey Ryan to take on the Young Bucks and Malachi Jackson. Just tremendous action. This really made the Cutlers stand out. They look very impressive. Joey Ryan, I thought he fit in nicely in this match. Just another phenomenal Young Bucks match, so I can pretty much say. Chris Hero and Brandon Gatson, a very solid match. Chris Hero had a teacher versus student match with Brandon Bonham the month prior to this, I believe at DDT4. Now we had Hero versus Gatson. I thought this was even better. I think Gatson has a lot more potential than Bonham does. But yeah, just another very, very solid match with Hero playing the bully, kind of bullying Gatson, telling him you're the breakout star. He's like, come on, breakout star, fight back, that type of stuff. And Hero cut a promo talking about how he wants his title shot, and he won't show up in PWG unless he has another title shot. So at the next show, he actually challenged David Richards at PWG 7, which should be an amazing match. By the way, PWG, get your DVDs out quicker. I am dying to see PWG 7. If you guys don't know, that's supposed to be a phenomenal show. It probably could have been a lot better if Alex Shelley was actually on the show, but wow, I mean, that show is going to be amazing. I advise everyone to don't pre-order it from High Spots. Just wait until it comes out. There's no reason to pre-order or anything. I would just wait till the DVD comes out. You pretty much get it at the exact same time. Sometimes with pre-orders, it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But let's finish up the DVD really quickly, and then we'll move on to the Ring of Honor show. We had El Generico and Paul London, the new PWG Tag Team Champions, taking on Brian Kendrick and Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen cut a really good promo before the match. He seems very, very comfortable in PWG, like I said before. He just seems right at home. I just wish PWG would bring him in more often. Watching this match, you could definitely see London and Kendrick. They aren't anywhere as near as good as the Motor City Machine Guns. They just totally fallen off. But they're still good, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, they could still go. This is an extremely fun match. Very, very short, very sweet. A nice, solid title defense for El Generico and Paul London. A good main event. There's nothing on this show that was amazing. Probably the Young Bucks match could be a PWG Match of the Year nominee. I would say that. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this show. If you get it pretty cheap, get it. It's definitely worth the money, though. It's PWG's weakest show of the year, but it's still a good show. I'll probably give it a 7.75, a solid 7.75. So definitely check it out. So we'll move on to the ROH show next. Alright, so next we move on to the Ring of Honor DVD. The new show, it's called Hate Chapter 2. Now the thing is, Ring of Honor had a problem with the production of the Bluegrass Brawl DVD, so there was a delay in that. So this is the brand new show that was available from Ring of Honor this past weekend. And it took place in Collinsville, Illinois during that big mega blockbuster triple shot that they had back in July. So I thought the show was pretty good. Let's break it down. The show started off very, very dull. You had the Bravado brothers taking on the House of Truth. It was a pretty weak opener in my opinion. Then we had a bunch of Embassy versus the Rasche Brown and Grizzly Redwood, those type of matches. Really, really got off to a bad start. But then things started to pick up with Roderick Strong taking on Colt Cabana, a pick 6 match. Now Roderick and Colt Cabana is kind of a weird matchup because you got one guy that's totally all serious, just backbreakers, chops, Mr. Roderick Strong, and then you got Colt Cabana. He's more of a comedy type of guy. He'll still go into the comedy role when he's not with the El Generico, Kevin Steen storyline. So this is okay. Kind of started off very slow. Crowd was kind of dead for it, but last couple minutes, a lot of good action here. There's a lot of nice reversals. I mean, the end of the match is pretty good. It was good stuff. It wasn't horrible. Just kind of disappointing. I'll probably just give it 3 stars. I think these two guys could do better than this. But next up, we have they build this as a must-see tag match: the American Wolves versus Generation Me, the Young Bucks. A really cool match. This is the first time that these guys have faced, I believe, on a major Ring of Honor DVD release. They've had some pretty good matches on HDNet. But yeah, the thing about this is the Young Bucks got on the mic and they kind of made clear we're not the Young Bucks anymore. We're Generation Me because we're big stars. Moved to Orlando. We wrestle in TNA every single day. So they cut their PWG heel promo. Then Davey got on the mic, talked about how he's from St. Louis. Collinsville, Illinois is pretty much the St. Louis area. So Davey talked about how they're in his stomping grounds, and he doesn't give a shit about what you two boys do down south. Two faggots do down south. That's what Davey actually said. So yeah, this is a great match. This is the first time where you could actually feel like Davey and Eddie Edwards. It felt like 2 single stars merging together to form a team, like the 2-man power trip or Angle and Benoit or something like that. You just felt like it was 2 megastars joining back together to form a dream team. That was Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards. So I think that's why this match felt kind of unique. I mean, great action. I mean, what could you expect? Typical 4-star match. Pretty much just as good as all their other matches. It might have been their best one, I'm not sure, but just great action. That's pretty much all I could say. They pretty much stole the show. This is the match of the night by far, in my opinion. So there we go. Next up, we had the 6-man tag match. We had Tyler Black, Jerry Lynn, Delirious, and Daisy Hayes, teaming up to face Austin Aries, Kenny King, and Rhett Titus. A pretty good 6-man tag match, like a 3.5-star match. Very solid action. This really progressed the Delirious Austin Aries feud. Austin Aries actually ran out of the building with Daisy Hayes, kind of kidnapped Daisy Hayes, so to speak. Tyler Black looked phenomenal in this match. A lot of good babyface action from him. A lot of hot tags. King and Titus look solid. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. A lot of people thought the Jerry Lynn Delirious team was kind of overdone on HDNet, but this kind of felt a little bit thrown together, but it was still good. Next up, we had Kevin Steen versus El Generico. The grudge rematch. This is kind of the selling point of the DVD, and it was another great match between these two guys. These two guys have great chemistry. They put on another solid match, not as good as their Death Before Dishonor match. It was pretty much on its way, though. This didn't feel as rushed as the Death Before Dishonor match. They kind of took their time. There were some really cool things in the match with Steen. This fan had an El Generico mask on, so Steen took Generico right by the fan, started punching him, and said, "Take the mask off or I'm going to keep hurting him." And he was like, "Take the mask off or I'm going to keep punching the shit out of him." It was just a pretty cool, that was a pretty cool thing going on in the match. But yeah, like good intensity, a good action. It ended in a I hate to spoil it, but it ended in a disqualification. Pretty cool ending for the DQ, though. Generico goes for the torpedo DDT through the rope, and then Steen just smashes him with the chair. So the referee called for a disqualification. The aftermath was pretty sick. Added a lot of tension to the feud. I'd probably give it a solid 4 stars, actually. Just barely, like a high 3 3/4 going into the 4 stars. That type of range. Next up, we have the main event. We got Kings of Wrestling teaming up with Sarah Del Rey to take on the Briscoe brothers and Amazing Kong. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like they kind of threw this match together because a lot of people were disappointed with the time that Sarah and Amazing Kong got at Supercard of Honor. A lot of people thought the match was great, but it was just a little bit too short. So, but yeah, I mean, this is cool. Kings of Wrestling and Briscoes have faced each other plenty of times, so I think this was a nice, fresh matchup. It was a little slow, a little bit too long, actually, at some points, but it was still a good match. Amazing Khan got a lot of offense in against the Kings of Wrestling. She looked pretty dominant against both of them. She mixed it up with them. I mean, it was a solid match. I mean, they did their stuff. They're pretty typical match. I mean, not really much to talk about here, but other than it was just a good match. We've seen Briscoes and Kings of Wrestling have, you can pretty much imagine how they work together. And Sarah kind of played the cowardly, heel in this match. So that's pretty much what it was. A nice house show tag match is how I kind of put it. Overall, this show was pretty good. I wouldn't call it great. I would call it a very, very good, bordering into a slightly great show. I'm not sure. I mean, I imagine the Bluegrass Brawl was probably better than this. Out of that whole weekend, Salvation, the Chicago show, which comes out tomorrow on DVD, I believe. That's supposed to be the must-see show out of the triple shot. But this was good, though. I'll probably say this is probably the best show that Ring of Honor has run in Collinsville, Illinois. It was better than Clash of Contenders, better than the Ric Flair show about a while back. So yeah, a pretty good show. That's pretty much it. So that's it. All right.